Hi, welcome to the MooreMenMade shop. We are so excited to introduce to you the latest frame in the Salem Sisters series, and here it is, the Salem Book Nook frame. We are so pleased on how this turned out, and we can't wait to share it with you. Braden, tell them about the steps we had to go through to make this happen.
It may look like a simple small frame, but we use 10 unique different machines in our shop to make this frame, and one of them you haven't seen yet, and we can't wait to show you what it is. Come join us and see how we made it.
Okay, the first piece of equipment we use is the cut-off saw, and we cut everything to length so it will fit on the CNC machine. Now we're going to move over to the joiner, and that just gives us a good straight edge. This is the thickness planer, and it will mill the wood down to 3/4 of an inch. We are cutting the boards down to 4-inch wide pieces, and we're using the auto feeder. Now comes the fun part. We put the wood on the CNC machine, and this is where it starts to take shape as a book. Braden's popping the centers out. Those little center pieces are held in with these little tabs, so the CNC doesn't end up throwing them a mile across the room and ruining the piece. The CNC leaves these tabs. We're using a flush trim router to make that smooth. Sanding is the most time-consuming step in the whole process. We have to sand the edges, the ends, the top, the bottom, all of the sharp edges. And we have to do this process and repeat it 3 times because we use 80 grit, then 120 grit, and then 240 grit. And then we sand in between coats of paint to get rid of that gritty feeling. And we use a 320 grit for that process. After it's painted, we go back to a 240 and we scuff up the frame to give it that aged and antique look. This is a process called a rabbet joint, and we do this on the router, and we have to run this 4 passes because we can only take out a little bit at a time. So we raise it up about 1/8 of an inch each time until we get the depth we want, and this allows you to put your project in the back of the frame. Here we're going to put a decorative edge to make it look more like a book. And we're going to use a ball nose bit, and it's going to put a little cove in on the edges to give it that look of on the binding of a book on the side there. This is the latest piece of equipment Braden was talking about. It's the X-Tool P3 laser. It was the biggest one they got, and what we did is we made these little reference spots so we could quickly put the books in there and then replace them with the next batch of books and get a consistent engraving each and every time. The next step is painting the frames black. I skipped that process because I didn't want to take the camera into the paint booth. But here we're doing the lasering, and it gives us that nice little imprint on the book, those little lines and swirlies that make it look like a real old book. Last but not least, here's the finished product.